All right, how y'all doing out there? So, yeah, let's give it up. Bring that energy. So, number one, I'm super, super excited to be here. I'm super proud of Khalil. I've been able to just see a concept, I don't know, come to life. And even though I'm someone that's doing something similar, it's really good to see people take a vision and bring it to reality. So, Khalil, before we get started, I just want to tell you congratulations. And I'm super, super excited to be here. I'm also super excited to be at the Hive. This is my first time in this space, and it is beautiful. It is wonderful. It's a space that makes creators feel comfortable. So shout out to the Hive. All right, y'all. So we are here to talk about the future of connection. So I get to have the pleasure to moderate a couple of panels. I see some familiar faces out there. So what's up to all of y'all? But I would like to bring up our panelists. So first, I want to bring up earlier, I have to make y'all laugh. Earlier, I went up, I did my research on the panelists, right? Because I want to be familiar with them. So I got on my way here, my dad's driving, I'm looking it up, I'm looking it up. So then when I saw her, I walked right up to her and I'm like, Maddie? She's like, no, Maggie. I'm like, I was really, really working on this. So again, I apologize for that, but I want to go ahead and bring up Maggie. She is the owner of Sesh Co-working Space. All right, we love that. Welcome. And then I want to bring up the second person, Lagina of the Us Space. I'm sure many of y'all know her, but we like to bring Lagina on up to the stage. Mhm. How y'all feeling, ladies?
Wonderful.
All right. Well, one thing I like to pride myself to in doing when I moderate is just make it a conversation. I just want to talk. So, being the future of connection, both of you are owners of they call them third spaces or co-working spaces. So, tell us who you are. Tell us about your space and what inspired you to come out tonight.
You want to go first? Okay. My name is Maggie Segrich. I am one of the founders and owner behind Sesh Coworking. We are Houston's first female-owned co-working space. Uh, we also happen to be the largest in the state of Texas.
Okay.
Our co-working space is for women, communities of color, and the LGBTQ plus community because we live in Texas, y'all, and we all need a safe and inspiring place to work. Outside of Sesh Co-working, I recently started the Sesh Foundation. I just ran our annual numbers for 2024. We gifted over $100,000 worth in space.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was our second year in a row at the exact same amount. So I was very happy.
I bet.
Okay. Hey, y'all. My name is Lagina. I am the founder of the Us Space. So we are intentional innovation spaces that are focused on resource, business education, and really making sure that your thoughts and your dreams and your ideas and your leadership come to life and thrive in really intentional ways. We like to say that we are female forward, as you will see on our website. We are people of color supporting, and we're welcome to anybody that wants to catch the Us Space vibe. So we even have a new coalition of our super uncles, and apparently third Fridays in Texas are Dad Fridays. So we are, continuing to build out our community and really just create space for people to thrive and be who they are without there being questions or you having to overvalidate yourself. We're located in downtown Houston on the fourth floor of the Esperson building. We have about 11,000 square feet, training spaces, a meditation space, nap room, conference spaces, all the stuff. It's a really nice thing to do. Outside of that, I am the co-founder of a mental health non-for-profit called Melanin Minds. And it is centered and focused around Black, Indigenous, and people of color mental health to destigmatize that we don't do mental health, because all we've run into is a whole bunch of people of color that do mental health well. And we celebrate that through all of our living generations through our 5 pillars. And we have a conference this weekend. So if you want a ticket code, you let me know and I'm going to give it to you, as long as you're not recording, because my co-founder may have something to say about me giving out free tickets, but it's all good.
I love that. Love that. So, one thing I saw when I was on both of y'all's website is the power of collaboration. And with this being all about collab, Talk to me about the power of collaboration and how that has helped you in your industry and your business.
Well, we've already collaborated a few times.
Yeah, we did Friendsgiving together a couple years. I really think it's important, even as a community, and you having your own identity and understanding what your own community needs, but also extending, right? Because I like to say, because sometimes, and you may have ran into this too, where people are like, well, why do you need something that has women in it first or people of color? And I'm like, well, who goes to Orange Theory? I don't. I don't go to Orange Theory, but there's Lifetime Fitness and there's the YMCA and there's an outdoor track. So I think there's a vibe for everybody. And so it's really important to like cross pollinate while still keeping your own absolute identity. One of our pillars is partnerships. And, you know, without our partnerships, we wouldn't have a space to call our own. And, you know, we even have a partnership for our office furniture, for our programming. We partner with our members all the time. And so that's where collaboration comes in at the US space a lot, is that, you know, that's just one of our core pillars. It's built into what we do.
Yeah, I think partnership and collaboration are part of that growth mindset, you know, knowing that you're never going to be all knowing and have all the answers. So bringing in other people who have the other answers is great.
Right, right. You know, I talk about all the time about the power of collaboration because I say you can't get anywhere on your own. And when I think about the future of connection and collab, what Khalil's doing with collab, I feel like collaboration and community building is at the forefront of that. And so, talking about community, that's something I also saw on both of you guys' website about how important it is to build community. So, what are some things that you guys do to build community? What are some events that you host? What are some events that you go to be a part of the community?
You should talk about Texas Women's College and that collaboration. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I think it's our 4th year now with Texas Women's University.
Ooh, let's not disrespect for university.
I didn't catch it until I just went to re-say it. So 4th year, they do a cohort of about 7 to 8 women, and they really help women get from kind of that ideation into a full running business. And the women who have participated in that cohort, I can always tell the ones who are successful because they show up at Sesh and they use that dedicated desk every single week. And those are the Yeah.
Yes.
And those are the ones who afterwards end up getting a membership and becoming the most successful ones. And so I think that shows like in that collaboration showing up when provided the opportunity.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I always talk about on my LinkedIn, I go show up, show up, show up. And it's like physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, right? Those are things that you show up. I think one of my favorite things that we've recently done, like in community building, is with all of that space. One of the things I wrote into my business plan years ago that is still like the foundation for like business plan 6.0 now or something. But the original one, I wrote that I wanted to do, and I didn't know it was called an incubator at the time. But now the space has like incubator space, so that's pretty cool. There's an opportunity to do a wellness incubator, a maker space incubator, a sound lab, or like a physical good or service. So we launched our first one at the top of the year with one of our members, and she has a coffee brand. It's called Hot House. You should get it. It's amazing coffee.
Yes, it is amazing.
It's amazing coffee. Like I'm not, no cap. HAWT House. And she started with a new idea for service, and she was at a $0 revenue. And by the time she finished in 4 months, like she was ready to do her next endeavor with the service that she wanted to do, negotiating space and different conferences and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really, really proud of that part of the community, because as soon as you say you want to do something and the word gets out at the US space, everybody's backing behind you. And not only with like sharing, like they probably give you your mission better than you do. And then they're also buying and sharing with family members out of state and out of country. So I'm really humbled by that. Like to the point, you know, all my members have an over under if I'm going to cry on each stage, because I get really emotional just when you think about like what you're doing, even if it's like you feel like it's low impact, because it's just not.
Right. And so that brings me to my next point, which is an app like Kahlab. What does that do for a co-working space?
Well, I think for me, what I see it doing is it allows people to kind of look at a co-working space in a different point of view. Like, oh, I don't have to be a member, because so many people think you have to sign the contract and be a member to show up. But with an app like Kahlab, you're like, oh, I can go dabble over here. I have a meeting on this part of town. Now I can go over there. And then after my meeting, pop into that co-working space. I think it really, especially in a city like Houston, where we drive everywhere and it takes 40 minutes to get from one side of Houston to 6 blocks away, having that space where you can focus and get work done and it's reliable, I think is super important.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. When I started the US space, like I was trying to get into all of like these accelerator programs and stuff, and I felt so disrespected because a director of a program, I'll tell you offline, you'll know who it is. She was like, she said, you need to do customer discovery. And I was like, what? I don't. And I did. And one of the things I found out in customer discovery is one, flex third spaces are not advertised to women. And when you think of women of color and Black women who hold the most degrees in our country and also are opening up and sustaining businesses at the largest rate in this country without like direct funding from sources, when you think about that, there's a gap. Right. And, everyone's like, make dollars make sense. I'm like, well, make that make sense. Like, why aren't you advertising to that population of people? So that's why I really started leaning into the us space is through the customer discovery lens of it. And then when you think about like the day passes and Kahlab social, when Khalil came to me, I was like, what are you doing? And he told me about it. And y'all know that Khalil is just such a kind person, but he's inward, right? He's such an introvert. And I am an introvert extrovert, but like I come at you. And he was like, this is what I want to do. I was like, well, you need to think of this, 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 and we need onboarding because I'm a solo entrepreneur. And he came back to me with all of the things like, this is what I'm doing. And we're here for it. So I was humbled by that. And then, when you think of like the gym passes and everything, it's just a way for people to discover that typically don't have the resources coming at them directly, to discover a place like the us space, like Sesh, like all of the other ones out there. I'm not an advertisement, so I'm not going to say them all. But so I really appreciate Kahlab for that opportunity and just to see different people explore and be sitting in nice things that they deserve.
I also think it opens the opportunity, it opens the door to opportunity, right? Like you're welcome here and you're welcome here and you're welcome here and here. Whereas like you don't know they exist, so you don't know the door's open.
Right. Right. I agree. Because when I first spoke with Khalil about the idea, I was blown away from the concept. I was like, oh, you own to something. And so as it developed and putting my space on the app, it just, like you say, it's the opportunity. And then it really builds community because I can be over at the us space, but I see all the creators are over at Sesh space, and then I can transfer my credit, go over there. Like, to me, that's just amazing because sometimes in the digital world, we lose that sense of connection. The type of connection that you can only get face to face. So I just think Kahlab is like changing the game when it comes to that.
And let me add this too, because I know that you post on some of the same places I do, all the peer space and Gigsters and all that kind of stuff. Our effort to put stuff on those platforms where it goes to like go into an algorithm and never be seen again is tough, right? Because that takes like 1 or 2 days to upload. Then they say the photo pixelation isn't right and you need to do
you
this.
need a different angle.
All this. And you need to add in, what is that AV? And with Kahlab, he's out there doing the work in real time. And I'm excited to see how he continues to make that touch point one of his value propositions.
I also like the fact that like when I opened Sesh, there were like maybe 15 co-working spaces, and now there's like 40 plus co-working spaces, right? And then to create kind of almost this network and this reciprocity program throughout such a transient type city, and I think we're weaving the city back together.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. Okay, so as we conclude this panel, if you could tell your past self one piece of advice before opening your space, besides, girl, what would it be?
Get better insurance.
Perfect.
Yeah. Side note, I opened Sesh Coworking February 3rd of 2020. We were open for all of 6 weeks, so I wish I had had better insurance that would have maybe covered some of the losses I had.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
That is good. I'm still having the conversation with myself. I remember when I opened, I was sitting with one of our colleagues, a white male that has a flex third space, investors, classmate's father, did the bankroll at the beginning. And I remember when we were having our one-on-one, and he says, well, I don't know how you're doing this. I started with 4 staff members. So that is the original conversation I am still having with myself. The US Space is all member funded. It's all self-funded. I have not yet to take out a loan. I'm actually working on deciding what kind of loan I'm going to take out this year. And it's a proud point because, the concept came to me in 2019. We started a virtual work accountability day during the pandemic. Then we got a physical space, a community within a community in 2021. And then we signed the lease on our physical space that we have now and in 2023. So I don't know what I would tell my past self because the stuff, it varies day to day. You entrepreneurs, it's like, don't do it. Oh my God, you're the best. Like, it's hard.
Yes,
It's a roller coaster.
It's definitely like a bipolar relationship because I would probably look at myself and like, girl, you are killing it. Then like, are you crazy? Like, you have children to feed. What are you doing?
Yeah, like when the doorbell rings and I'm all the way in the back, I'm like, why did I put my desk at, just everything.
Little things, right? So, the last thing I want to do, I'm really big on the youth. I'm an advocate for the youth, so I like to encourage them. So for any young person out there, what is a piece of advice that you would give them if they're just out there, they know they want to create, but they don't know which way to go? What would be your advice to them? And then also let us know how people can reach you.
I think if there's one thing that I learned in my youth, having grown up in the Midwest, I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I didn't know those opportunities existed until I kind of left and bounced from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I realized that I wish I had just asked more questions. And so, like, for right now, if anybody's out there, I have 2 college interns at Sesh, and I'm going to have another one in the fall. But if an college student was just to come up to me and be like, hey, I want to be your marketing intern. Right, exactly, because you have the tenacity to put yourself out there and ask, knowing I might say no, and just know that no isn't for forever. It's just right now. And so, like, I wish more people would just put themselves out there and put their ask right out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, mine would be right in line. If I was talking to a younger person, which I do a lot, I always tell them to go get their yeses and follow up. Like, I make it a habit when a youth asks me something, I'm like, absolutely, here's my card, follow up. It's always going to be a yes. And I tell them, I'm like, man, if you still have a grade level by your name and you're hitting under 25, because, I'm 40 now, so 25 is a cap. I'm going to automatically say yes, right? Like, have the audacity, have the follow through, go get your yeses, because I always tell people I really don't hear no. If you're saying no to me, I don't know who you're talking to, because it's a missed opportunity when you really believe in yourself. So I always tell youth to, like, go get their yeses.
I like that. Go get, and y'all too, go get y'all yeses. Okay, so where can they reach you? Or where can they find out more about your businesses?
Instagram, LinkedIn, and Spotify. Sorry, guys. It's the end of the day. In the Car with You is our podcast.
Oh, yeah, y'all have that. Go to theusspace.com. It's all at the bottom. My marketing and PR specialist, strategist, I don't know. She just started a TikTok. So let us go viral, follow us on the TikTok, all those things. And if you want to link up with me, Lagina R Harris on LinkedIn, but the usspace.com, you can find all of our current stuff going on. And we have a work accountability day once a month. It's third Wednesdays. It is free and open to the public. Yes, we do take care of your parking and you get all the benefits of a member, so you can come and catch Testified.
All right, let's give it up for the panel. Thank you, ladies, so much.